Welcome back, everyone, to the Twins home opener. We're all day live. We're bringing you our Twins home opening day special. And joining us right now, another amazing guest, Cory Provus, the voice of the Minnesota Twins. Cory, thanks for joining us. I know that when we're talking to Tim Lauder and also Justin Morneau, they're saying that, you know, you've been part of maybe 2 to 3 home openers already. The guys just want to get things underway. But there's something about coming home, isn't there?
There is, and I was thinking as I was driving into work today, into the ballpark, I'm going to see some faces that I haven't seen in about 6 months. You know, season ticket holders that sit right beneath the booth, and you get to know them, you get to know their families, and you see their families grow. Yeah. This is my 15th year, and kids that were 4 and 5, and they're now teenagers because they make it an annual tradition to be with mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, to be here for opening day. It's always special.
You know what? As I hear you talk, and of course you are the voice of the Twins, I'm curious about this because you were on the radio side for a while before moving to the TV side. When you're out in public, do people ever say, you know, I think I know that voice when they hear you talk?
When the check comes. When the check comes. You know, people are very kind, and now that I've moved to TV, it happens more, and people are great, and it's always a humbling experience. And you know, and often here you have my dream job. Yeah, my dream job. I'm like, that was me when I was a kid. I said that's what I wanted to do, and I'd meet my heroes. And it wasn't so much the guys that played; it was the men and women that were doing the talking. Those were my heroes growing up.
What I love about you is you own the game yourself, and you've had to go through the transitions of taking over the radio booth from John Gordon and then Dick Bramer on TV, and so long-time people, but you not only ingratiate yourself as yourself, you hold this level of excellence, and I don't know if anyone has ever told you that.
That's very kind.
But it's hard to come in after long-time voices and then just don't make it your own.
Well, people often say, so what's it like to replace John Gordon or Dick Bramer? I don't want to replace anybody.
Right.
It's just a different chapter.
Yeah.
The book is still ongoing, and this is not my chair permanently. I'm just the next page and the next chapter of what is broadcasting Minnesota Twins baseball. It's a very humbling and special job that I have, and I don't take it for granted for a single day. It's something that I always wanted to do, and I know it means a lot to so many people that have dire Twins fans going back to '61. They cheer, they want their team to win, and I want to be along for the ride as well.
Yeah, you talk about a bit of your past, and during the commercial break, we were all talking about how I feel like we all went through Milwaukee or Chicago.
Right?
We have some sort of connection. And I actually saw a post that you made, I think with your score sheet, the custom ones.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Bob Uecker. And for the people, I guess, obviously the people who love baseball would know, but really the people in Milwaukee love and adored Bob Uecker, of course, now no longer with us. But how was that path for you, and what's that connection there?
So I had the privilege of working with Bob on Brewers radio games for 3 years, from 2009 through 2011, before I got this job. And so with Bob, it was and same with Pat Hughes, who used to broadcast the Twins and also worked with Bob and has been with the Cubs now a long time. It's a custom kind of 11 by 17 score sheet. And I just have learned over the years, okay, this is what it looks like, and I've kind of made it my own a little bit, but it's basically the same sheet that Bob would use all the time. And what was different with Bob is that Bob would do play-by-play for innings 1, 2, let me remember, 5, and then he would do 8, 9, and I would do the other 3 or 4 innings. But we had one score sheet. So I would make out the scorebook every day, and then when Bob would do play-by-play, I would say, okay, time now for the play-by-play. Here's Bob Uecker. And I would slide the score sheet to him. He'd score the game, and then it was my turn to call the game. He'd slide it back. So we had one book, one sheet that we shared for the both of us throughout the entire game. And so I didn't want to change anything. The way that I score baseball games, the way that Bob Uecker taught me to score. I had to learn his style, his way, different than the way that my dad taught me. And that's what's fun about scoring baseball games. You could look at a score sheet. Everybody has their own little quirks and what they do, how they mark a hit, a home run. And the way that I score a baseball game is a Bob Uecker style.
I absolutely love that. My dad taught me how to score a game when I was like in kindergarten. Mine has evolved.
So
thankfully.
a little joke. So
Has it done?
So I told my wife, and my wife and I, we've been married since 2010, and she's like, so you're going to propose? I said, you have to learn to score a baseball game first, okay? I was joking. But sure enough,
like the
she
movie
sat
The
there.
Diner.
She sat there, and
Did she
she's like,
learn
okay, ground ball to short, okay, 6-3. And she had to learn all the positions have numbers. She's like, no, they have names in the back. No, I mean the positions have numbers, like left field is 7. She's like, what? But he's wearing 24. I said, yeah, I know. Left field 7, center field's 8. So she had to learn all that. But I said, you have to score a baseball game before I propose. But
But she tried.
But she did great.
She tried.
She did great, yeah.
You still don't quiz her, do you?
No, she's got this down now.
Well, I was always stuck in right field
Yeah.
because I did have an arm, but I was terrible at bat. But my brothers just call me F9. Go out there, F9.
Just F9.
Go get it,
That's
F9.
better. I was left out. So within my position growing up as a kid was left out. At least you got to play. Yeah. Good for
Hey, you know what I wanted to ask you too. We asked Justin about this too. About it must be even harder as a broadcaster when you're calling games that aren't going your way. But to end on a note like you did in Kansas City, and then to kind of have a flight home that's like, oh, they got a victory, the way they did it, and then to start afresh, basically at home. How is it for the broadcaster's point of view when you kind of have to clear that slate? I know you carried the audience along even at the hardest of games, but a game that was like that in Kansas City, does that help you kind of like flush it?
You know, when I moved here before the 2012 season, I read Herb Carneal's book, Hi Everybody, and he had a part in his book that said, when a team is going through a tough time, that you wake up the next day and you start brand new. You don't let the previous game or games, because it's a new day, new game, new audience, treat them that way. That's easier said than done, because to your point, there's so many games.
Yeah.
You get emotionally attached to these players, to the staff, to the front office that are really working hard to produce a winner day in and day out. And yeah, when a team is going through a rut, when they've lost 9 out of 10, all right, today, what's going to be different about it today? How can they break this losing streak today? That's what you focus in on. Okay, we wake up, new day, new game, starter sets the tone, and hopefully you get a good ball game. I tell people all the time, we don't control the wins and losses and all that stuff. Inform, educate, entertain. Those are the 3 pillars that we strive for every day, no matter if it's TV, radio, what have you. And if we hit those pillars every day, I'm happy. And I feel like we did our job at the end of the day.
Yeah, you feel like you probably just have to hit the reset button. For the people who are listening.
And that's unlike football, you might have to sit on a game or a broadcast for a week. If there's a bye week, 2 weeks, we have one the next day. More times than not. Occasional off day here and there. So if I had a bad game, if these guys had a bad game, they want to be back in the lineup the next day. If a closer gives it up in the 9th inning on a Tuesday, you bet he wants the ball that next day to get that out of his mind and then start anew the following day.
Yeah.
Is there any term when you were first starting that you tried out and it didn't really fit with you?
Oh, like a call?
You like a call. Like I will never say dinger ever.
Yeah.
Like in my home run highlights, I don't know. It just isn't.
Did
true
it feel
to
a
me.
little awkward?
So what I don't do is when I reference the Twins, I never call them Minnesota.
Yeah.
I call them
say
the Twins.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to one of my first jobs in Chicago. When I was calling the Cubs games on WGN radio, my boss would say, why do you say Chicago takes a 3-2 lead? Anybody talking about the team is going to call them the Cubs. The only people that pay attention to Chicago, how much you reference Chicago or the Cubs or Twins, Minnesota, you. Nobody else is paying attention to it. So I've never, in 15 years, if I say Twins, 5 times in the span of, a minute, I don't think anybody's keeping score.
Yeah.
They're still the Twins. I just don't say Minnesota takes a 3-2 lead. Now, if I'm doing a national game, different story. If I'm calling the Twins games on Fox, for example, then I will call them Minnesota from time to time. But I never call the Twins during a game Minnesota if I'm doing a local show.
So you never have uttered something like, I don't know where that came from.
Like
there's
like out of left field, just completely tried something. No,
Put a flight attendant on that one or
I'm
something.
sure I have. Nothing comes to mind. No, I really haven't. But now I might try some today, Dawn. Maybe I'll try something crazy.
Give us a little shout out.
Yeah. Who knows? Something might come out. I mean, we just talked about. Glenn Perkins. They asked me the other day, if I've ever seen Buxton with his pants down. I mean, what are you talking about, right? I don't know where this is going.
But y'all had a little fun with that.
We did have some. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I don't know what's going to happen on a given day. That's what makes it fun. They're live games.
All right. Well, Cory Provus, we appreciate you joining us.
Hey, guys, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Good to have you guys here.
It was. And now I know not to say the Minnesota Twins.
You can.
I'm just going to say the
This
Twins.
is me.
Just say
This
the
is
Twins.
me. Yeah,
but
go
now
ahead.
it's in my head, so
Right.
I love that.
Because in Chicago, it could have been the White Sox, too.
Right.
So you got to be careful.
How about we pivot here, right? Like, where you're doing a news report, right? Mm-hmm. When a fire happens, who calls it a blaze?
Right.
Just us.
Yeah.
You're on
Yeah.
air. Nobody.
Yeah.
It's a fire.
People,
right?
yeah.
Keep it simple.
That is very true. Look at
Weird
you,
pivot. Sorry about that.
That's my teacher today.
Yeah.